Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 57 of Mat Chat. I am Melissa Ross, your mindset coach with Rise to Wellness and your children's yoga instructor with Breathe With Me Yoga. Now, friends, I am going to invite some friends on to come and join us this evening. And while I'm doing that, I invite you to put hashtag live, hashtag replay in the comments. If you're here live, please do put hashtag shift your mind, because that is what we are trying to do here with Mat Chat, is to help shift your mind, shift your thinking into some different thinking patterns, shift your mind into some positive thinking patterns, acknowledging the negative, thanking it for being here and teaching us a lesson, but shifting into a positive mindset. So hashtag live, hashtag replay, hashtag shift your mind. Now you'll notice, friends, I'm just inviting a few more friends on. You'll notice, friends, that today's episode says, when is enough enough? And now that can mean lots of different things, friends. So if you're here now while I'm inviting friends on, I'd like you to write in the comments what that brings up for you. Does that resonate with you? When is enough enough? Where does that lead your thoughts? What do you think of first when you hear, when is enough enough? I'm just going to invite a few more friends here. Lots of friends online tonight. All right. When is enough enough? I think we should have a big thing that just says invite everybody that's on. Invite everybody that's online. Wouldn't that be grand? Okay, friends. All right, let's see who's here. Nicholas T. Smith is watching. Welcome, Nicholas. He says hashtag shift your mind, hashtag live. Neil is here. Hashtag shift your mind. Enough is enough when I have had enough. Yeah, you're a funny guy, Neil. He says LOL after that. Nicole is here. She says hello, beautiful. Hello, my friends. Nicole says lessons repeat until learned. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to give a wave to Nicole and to Neil. Let's see. Nicole says I agree. All right, friends. When is enough enough? And what I am talking about today, that could mean a million different things, friends. We could be talking about relationships. We could be talking about lots of different things. We could be talking about anger. We could be talking about any kind of emotion. But tonight, we are talking about ourselves and our self-care. And we've talked about self-care before, friends, but I wanted to talk about this again this week because this topic specifically came up for me. Nicole says about ice cream. That's right. When is enough enough when you're eating too much ice cream? When do you stop, Nicole? Never. Ice cream, there's never enough is enough with ice cream, Nicole. You can eat as much ice cream as you want. Nicole is a health and nutrition coach, a fellow business partner of mine in the League of Giants. So we're just having a little fun with that one. All right, so tonight we are coming back to self-care and the idea of being a workaholic and not taking a break. And that's why I say, when is enough enough? Nicole says, you know me, and she's laughing, yeah. So when is it time to take a break? When is enough enough? When is enough work enough? When is it time to step back? And when is it time to take care of ourselves? And we have talked about this topic before, but as usual, our topics for Mat Chat come from my daily living and what comes up for me with clients and with myself during the week. And this week I have had two people, and I say give me a lecture, but they weren't really giving me a lecture. I've had two conversations with people about stepping back and being a workaholic and stepping back and taking some time off and taking some time for some self-care and just to rejuvenate and relax. And I think that lots of us get into that mindset and into really a rhythm. As humans, we like rhythms and routines. And I know I have my routines in the morning. I get up early in the morning and I do my meditation and I do my journaling before I get to work and then get my kids up. And even our children like routines. My kids have their own little routines in the morning as well. You know, mommy wakes them up in a specific way. And my little one will go to her little meditation spot and have her quiet time in the morning. So we, as humans, we like rituals and we like routines. And so when we get into a place of working and moving towards a goal and moving towards something, we can really get into almost a routine and a ritual of consistently doing that work and not taking a break. And Robert J. Moore is here. Now, this Robert J. Moore is one of my mentors. Hello, Robert. I hope you're well tonight. Robert Moore is one of my mentors, and I have been caught saying to Robert, even though he is my mentor, you need to sit back and relax and take a break, Robert. And I believe that Robert is now sitting back and taking some time off of work and recuperating because he's been ill. And I believe that he is practicing some self-care right now. Chime in, Robert, if you like. I believe he's practicing some self-care right now. But what I was saying about that is that sometimes we get into almost a ritual of work and almost the routine, the everyday grind and the routine, and knowing that, I have those routines. Every Monday, I know what I do every Monday and what I'm doing to reach my goals every Monday. And, I have my kids here and I will work past their school time for a couple of hours, but I know after that time that the time is theirs, and then I work again after they go to bed. And say Tuesdays, it's always family night on Tuesdays. So I only work till 3:00. And at 3:00 when school's out, for the rest of the evening, that's family game night for us and family dinner night for us. And that's a ritual or routine for us. Nicole says, I have worked myself sick several times in my life. Then I was forced to take a break. I was literally working and stressing myself to death. Yes, and that's what happens. And what I want to talk about tonight is the fact that we get into that rut almost, or we get on that path. And Nick Smith was watching, and I don't know if he's still on, but we get into that path. And Nick has likened this before to train tracks. I've heard Nick talk about train tracks before. And he's likened it to train tracks, where we get on a certain track and we just continue on that track. And sometimes it's hard for the tracks to change and move, and they have to think beforehand when they change a train track, right? There's planning involved when a train is moving tracks or shifting tracks. So sometimes we get on that track and we keep moving forward, and we keep in that rut or in that work or in that system because we're headed towards those goals and we've got that tunnel vision, and we forget to move off the track and get into that self-care. Nicole says, I love this, Melissa, way to set boundaries. Balance is so important, and it is. And so sometimes we have to look forward and think ahead and move that train track early, so that it gives us that clue to get off of the track that we're on, to get off of that workaholic track and that track that has the blinders. We have to think ahead and plan ahead to make sure we take that little break and we veer off the track to take that little break. And we might just veer off for a little bit and then come back onto the track that we're on. And it doesn't mean that we're dropping our work, and it doesn't mean that we're letting go of our goals. It just means we're veering off for a little bit to take that self-care and to take that little bit of downtime, so that we don't burn out and we don't work ourselves silly. And this came up for me this week because I've had a really busy week, and I've been running like crazy. I've been pretty tired this week, and I've had a couple of people reach out to me and say, gosh, you're working pretty hard, step back and enjoy it for a bit. And actually, 3 people have said that to me this week. Step back and enjoy it. Helen is watching tonight. Thank you so much for watching, Helen. I hope you're well. Nicole says, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. That's usually when my creative energy is the strongest. And that's so true, Nicole. Thank you for bringing that up. Sometimes we're actually not productive if we're working through that, if we're still continuing on that track and we're not veering off and we're exhausting ourselves and we're burning the candle at both ends, we become unproductive, right? We get to a point where we are staring at the computer screen, or we're sitting on that track and we're mesmerized and we're not paying attention. So that's when accidents happen or mistakes happen, or we lose our creative energy. We come out of our creative energy. So it is really important to take that veer off. And most times when we take that veer off, most times when we do that, we're able to come back on the track and actually work quicker and work faster and work more efficiently and get all the work done anyway, because we've been able to veer off. Nicole says this is a powerful message. She says yes. And Neil says I have to relax and refresh for the next round. Absolutely, Neil. And I mean, I remind myself of this each night too. When I start to get tired, I remind myself that it's not going to help anything or change anything to work through that tiredness and work through that just to get the last piece done. It's more important to go to bed and get that rest and maybe wake up a little earlier once you're refreshed, because that last piece you'll get done quicker. It'll happen sooner. You'll be more creative with it. You'll be more efficient with it. Because let's face it, when we all get tired, we lose that efficiency and we lose that creative energy, and we don't work as well. We don't produce the same quality of work. So, my friends, the last time we talked about self-care specifically, this time we're talking about having that tunnel vision and being on that track, and we need to know when enough is enough. Amy is here. I hope you're well, my friend. Amy is such a powerful giant. She says, in my resting is when creation unfolds. And that's so true. Chris Hall is watching tonight as well. I hope you're well. In my resting is when creation unfolds. It's so true. When we finally let our body relax and we sit back and we take that moment to breathe and rejuvenate, we can come back into amazing creation. Amazing things unfold for us, and we may think of things that we would have never thought of, and we may create things that we would have never created before. And Nicole says Amy is a powerful manifesting goddess, and she is. Amy is absolutely incredible. She is a grief coach, and man, she is a master manifester, and man, can she move energy. I've done some energy work with Amy. And Amy says, oh, I love you, Nicole. I've done some energy work with Amy, and she's absolutely incredible. One of my dear friends and dear business partners, Amy is, and so is Nicole. Nicole is an intuitive transformation coach. She's one of my business partners as well, and she is absolutely incredible when it comes to transforming your life. Amy says you guys are amazing. Nicole says Amy is divine. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to recap tonight, and we're going to give some homework tonight, friends. So we are talking about when is enough, and when are we going to take that tunnel vision down and get off of that train track. And what I'm saying to you tonight, friends, is that sometimes, just like the trains do, we have to step back and actually plan ahead of time to veer off that track in order to rejuvenate ourselves. Sometimes it's just a matter of at night saying it's 10 o'clock, I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to get some rest and get up fresh in the morning to tackle this. But sometimes when we're long-term workaholics and we're long-term working towards a goal and long-term really burning that candle at both ends, we need to look ahead and say, okay, now's the time to plan for that veer off the track. And that veer off the track could be just, I'm taking the night off tomorrow or next week, or, you know, at the end of the week, or I'm going to take this weekend for myself and have some family time and, you know, only turn my computer on for an hour and not turn it on after that. I am wrapping up here, and Neil says #live. You should take your message to the radio. It's so funny. You should say that. I'm going to wrap up here with our homework, and then I'm going to talk about the radio. Neil's giving me that little cute cue to talk about the radio. All right, so your homework for this week, my friends, is to notice during the week, get your little piece of paper out or your journal out and your pen, and notice during this week where you are trudging through. Where are you moving through and having those blinders on and not taking the veer off the track? Where do you feel like you're losing your creativity? Where do you feel like maybe you're exhausted and you're not being productive as you could be? I want you to notice that this week. Notice if you're working through and not taking that veer off the track to take care of yourself, and where that's hurting you in the week. And when I say hurting you, I mean, where is it stalling your creativity? Where is it exhausting you? Where is it stopping you from being efficient? Okay, I want you to take note of that. And when you take note of that, at the end of the week, near the end of the week, I want you to do that for a good 4 or 5 days, okay? And at the end of that 4 or 5 days, I invite you to go back through and look at that and see if there's a pattern, okay? Is there a pattern of Amy says energy blocks as well? Yeah, is there a pattern of a block there? Do you have a block? Is there a pattern of not taking that time for yourself? Is there a pattern of continually going to bed late and working through? Is that something you need to shift there? Possibly shift your bedtime earlier and strive for an earlier bedtime to get more sleep. Is it an energy block like Amy says? Neil says, hashtag live suggestion is my shtick, Amy. Amy was saying, good job, Neil, for reminding us to talk about the radio. So I want you to go back and see, because Amy's right, sometimes that is an energy block. Sometimes we have a block somewhere there that's not allowing us to veer off the track and not allowing us to take that self-care. I'm just reading the comments as well as we go here. Amy says, Neil Tilk, so I've heard. Nicole says, Mindset Giant Melissa, in gratitude for your message today. Thank you so much, Nicole. And before Nicole takes off from today, Sandra Berger is watching us now. And I love that all these amazing giants are joining us, because I have some incredible business partners, and we are all a part of the League of Giants. And I have those business partners all across the world. Sandra has just joined us, and she's just outside of Toronto. Nicole is in Utah in the United States. Nicholas Smith was on with us, and he's in Utah. Amy is in Utah as well, and she says Sandra's in the house. I have lots of business partners across the United States, and we even have one in Australia, Alyssa. So what's happening is we are doing some incredible things with the League of Giants, and what we're doing this Sunday is we are moving to radio. We are starting the Wake Up with Giants radio show this Sunday on Access Radio at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So even if you're watching the replay later, remember to put hashtag replay, and remember to join us on Access, axisradio.ca/country-music Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to listen to the Wake Up with Giants radio show. The League of Giants is on a mission to change 100 million lives, and we want to start with you. So I'm asking you to join us on starting this Sunday. Nicole says we can't wait to see you there, and that's right. Nicole will be with me on the radio, and so will Sandra, this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Access, axisradio.ca/country-music. We're asking all of you to sign up for the chat. When you get to that website, sign into the chat and converse with us. We will all be in the chat. We all have separate logins there, and you will find us in the chat. You'll find me as Lady Luck. Nicole is Cola.rpg. I don't recall off the top of my head what Sandra's name is in the chat, but we'll post that in the comments below, and I will post the link to Access Radio as well. And Amy says, join this global movement, and we are a global movement. So we are asking all of you to join us in our radio show, starting in our debut, starting this Sunday at 1 p.m. So do sign into the chat, interact with us in the chat, ask us questions in the chat, and we will be more than happy to answer all of those questions and help you become a giant. So I'm signing off tonight. This has been a longer chat than normal tonight, friends, because I have so many amazing giants on tonight. Nicole says we want to hear what giant wisdom you have to share with us. That's amazing. And you know what? The giants are going to be, the League of Giants is going to be, we're going to be sharing our wisdom, but we want to hear your wisdom too. So come on to the chat, ask us questions, converse with us. Nicole says, love you, Melissa. Amy says good night and is sending lots of kisses. And I am saying good night to all of you. And I'll send the same kisses to all of you.